think we good. There we go.
There we go. Welcome. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I was going to a quick story that I had happen to me this week. When I called a group of poets sensitive.
Uh-huh.
I call them sensitive thugs. Um, well, first of all, I'll say this: I identify as a sensitive thug.
Uh-huh.
And what that means is if someone ever disrespect me, I'm going to journal about you. Like I'm going to write a mean journal, like some rap, like it's going to be bad in
Mm-hmm.
my journal. That's what I mean about it. But I was at this show, and this poet, she was just like, um, "What do you mean that we're sensitive?" And I was like, "Sensitive is a great thing. That means emotionally intelligent." And she's like, "Yeah, you better clean it up." And I was like, "No, sensitive is discernment. Like people who are sensitive can pick up emotional cues in the room. Like that's a spiritual gift." And then somebody in the room was like, "Bars." It was like, okay. It was silent. Like I took control of the room, and then I was like, "Hey," I was like, "I told y'all I could be a poet." And then she was like, "Well, if you can be a poet, tell some poetry." And I was like, "Well, um, all the jokes that I said tonight that did not work are poetry." And that was my experience, trying to call people sensitive. Some people don't like called sensitive. Have you ever been called sensitive before?
I have. But
How do you feel
I
about
no longer take offense to it anymore because I am sensitive. So handle me with care.
handle me with care? Okay, I like that. Handle me with care.
Yeah, I'm proud of
But
it.
you used to take offense to it?
I used to because I felt like I had to be tough. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I had to put on this like tough exterior. Nobody can hurt me. Nothing can affect me. But I realized that in putting on that front, I was suppressing things. And eventually, that caused me to blow up in a way where I learned to accept my sensitivity and my vulnerabilities because I would rather speak on what I'm sensitive about and how it's affecting me than to hold it in and, you know what I'm saying, let it come out some ugly way.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get. I was a person that like really. Well, first of all, let me introduce you to everybody before we go deeper into this. Everybody, this is CC. She has changed her name to Miss Bible Study. I swear, I've been
Something
watching her stuff.
happened. Something happened, and I'm gonna talk about it on Wednesday. But yes, at this point, it's Miss Bible Study.
Okay. I've seen her for weeks, and her name has never been Miss Bible. I was like, okay, she going full court, like she's like fully converted. Okay,
Not even fully converted, but so many people are like new to seeing me in this like Bible study season. And so some people are just like not her having Bible study, like, or if I'm in the space and I'm like, I don't want to drink, I'm cool on it. Oh, I forgot you missed Bible study. So okay, I'll be that. But it is
I
what
love
it
it. Okay, you Miss Bible. Yeah, I am Miss Bible Study.
is.
Matter of fact, follow me.
So that's how that came
Um,
about. But hi, you guys. I am CC, of course. Thank you, bro, for having me on tonight.
no doubt.
Y'all, I am completely new to this TikTok space and this whole like public speaking thing. So just kind of bear with me. But Vaughn has been so supportive of what I do over on my in my space. So when he asked that I come on tonight, I was more than inclined to do so because he's so supportive of me.
I appreciate you. Yeah, I love it. You do Bible study every week. You and your cousin, was the Angel.
Yes.
Y'all be running it up in there. It's like, get up them likes. I'll be like, okay. Yeah, y'all be doing it. I'm having a good time. But yeah, and the reason why I wanted you on because there was like when I first came onto your lab, you was talking about church hurt, which we're gonna dive into. I want to stay on sensitivity right now,
Okay.
but that's what drew me to like. I was like, yo, this would be perfect. This is what I want to talk about this week. But sensitivity. As a kid, were you someone who was called sensitive?
hmm especially by my mom. I heard it from my mom mostly. Like, girl, stop all that crying, and you know what I'm saying? Like, so it caused me to have like this like tough exterior, but then I realized that that wasn't serving me.
Yeah, I've noticed. How old is your mom?
My mom is 50 something, maybe 50 something, somewhere 50. She can't be older than 52, so somewhere around there.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's about the same age as my dad and my mom. I think they're in their 50s as well now. But the thing was, the point I'm trying to make is, I feel like the generation before us and their generation, they had to be strong. They were in survival mode, especially as Black people, right? Because it's like, we like 2, 3 generations, shoot, not even 3, but probably 2 from like what you call it, segregation,
Yeah.
and then slavery. So I think a lot of times, what they call it's like passed down trauma. Because my dad, the same way, he's just like, why you being so simple? You got to be tough. You got to be a man and all this stuff. And I always felt like I had to be strong. Like it was bad to be sensitive. But parents, I feel like they just didn't have the emotional tools at that point to understand the beauty in being sensitive, because it's there is something great about being sensitive.
And I agree. They had to survive. You know what I'm saying? That's where I think a lot of that, like, oh, you got to be tough kind of thing comes from. But I also now at this age am realizing there's a time and a place. You don't have to completely neglect your sensitivity just to put on like this I'm tough facade. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just not healthy. It's not healthy.
Yeah. There's a balance, right? You don't want to be crying all day, but you don't want to be the strong person all day as well, because both of those are exhausting. So how do you find a balance between the two? Because you're a mother as well, right?
I am.
So you have to be strong for your children, but at the same time, you want to take care for yourself.
To be honest, I'm still trying to balance it out. I am what's the word? Like, I can acknowledge, you know what I'm saying, that there needs to be a balance. But at the end of the day, we got to do what we got to do. So, I don't know. It's tough. But I don't neglect vulnerability. Like, I stop trying to suppress feelings. If I am in a space where I feel, sensitive about something, I have to speak on it. So I'm learning that even though I'm affected by it and it may, you know what I'm saying, I may come off sensitive. Right now, I'll be so ready to like put that out there. Like, oh, you hurt my feelings. Like, oh, this is affecting me. But then it's also a thing of like, sometimes you don't necessarily have to address everything. Some things can just be something for you to acknowledge, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, keep it pushing. So I'm still trying to balance it out.
It's great. I'm so dope that you said that, right? Because you do have to find that balance between expressing how you feel. Because that was something that I felt like myself that I had to learn. It's like, who are you going to like actually, express how you feeling at the moment?
My sister is in the chat. Sorry, Vaughn.
I saw it. What's up, Angel? So you have to figure out like who are you going to like use that energy on, and who you're not going to use that energy on. Like how do you discern that?
I'm telling you, remind you, I just gave you a little brief synopsis as to why my name changed. And me and my sister today had a conversation, and I'm just like, I really want to address this. Like, I really want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, go and have this conversation. And she was just like, no, Carmen, like, don't do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Take what you need from it and then move accordingly. But everything don't have to be addressed. Like, for me, I have a lot of like spite. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do something to me, I want to do it back. But, and that's also, I guess, something that can be perceived as like sensitivity. Like, but I also am learning that there is a balance. Like, everything just does not deserve that energy. So that particular situation just didn't. I'm still learning it. I don't know.
I got you. I know for me personally, what I'm going through on my journey of sensitivity, because journaling, that's like where I get to like just express how I feel. Yeah, it's like the perfect outlet, right? Like, because a lot of times for me, I'm an emotional eater. So, like, every time I was feeling something, I'm going to eat candy, junk food. But now it's like I'm trying to find things where I can get that release from. And journaling is like the thing where it's like I wake up literally every morning, journal, and before I go to bed, I journal. And I get to say everything like that, like I want to say, and then finally, it helps me get to the root of like what I'm feeling. And then once I can
get out the good, the bad, the ugly without hurting somebody else's feelings, or you know what I'm saying. I haven't journaled. Like, I'll I have 50,000 journals, right? But I'm not consistent with journaling. Like, if it is something journaling, it's like, even with the Bible study thing, like I'm writing something that I've learned or picked up from there, but to consistently journal, like, I'm sure that could be very beneficial for me at this point, because that would probably keep me from feeling like I gotta go to this person and, you know what I'm saying, like address certain things. Or yeah, so I may need to implement some of these journal entries that you post about.
Yeah, because journaling, I mean, also you do Bible study. Journaling for me, it helps me hear God's voice. You know, because a lot of times when you dealing with, like, for example, right, we're gonna dive into church hurt today, right? Someone who's experiencing church hurt, um, I have these heavy emotions, shame, guilt, embarrassment, stuff like that I'm dealing with, and a lot of times that blocks me from hearing, like, when I was going through church hurt and like still going through it, I didn't want to listen to gospel music. I didn't want to be heavily in the church. Like, I didn't want to read my Bible every day. You know, watching your Bible study on TikTok is like a way for me to be a part of a community without necessarily being part of, like, inside of a church too heavy, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, trying to figure out that. So the point I'm trying to make is, the journaling, it clears that. I look at it, it clears it up. So now that I can, you know, hear those things and like, because I think also us who are sensitive people, we can burn bridges. Have you burned bridges before?
Oh yeah.
When you hurt, you ain't thinking about like, yo, I'm trying to keep this intact. You like, yo, you need to know like how I feel. Like, I need to get this out. You know, you be petty. You know, you want to get back.
Yes.
But I feel like for me personally now, I've been like 2 months straight into journaling. It definitely helps me to get that release out. You know, so that I don't feel like, yo, I need to go get that back. Because it's like, I'm so mad, but like I get to see now, like, oh, this is really why I'm mad. And it's not really like them emotions be like hijacking you. It's not really what you think it is. Like, it's a whole root.
You ever could just set the Inside Out movie, right? It's like, who's at the control board? Is it anger? Is it sadness? Is it joy? And I feel like now at this space, yes, I have those moments where I want to get back and I want to be spiteful. But because I am like actively reading the Bible and like actively studying, especially because we started with Jesus as the example, I'm being convicted in a way that just does not allow me to move like that without thinking about it. Like, you sure you want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's low-key annoying, to be honest, but I'm thankful for it because it's also giving me like a sense of direction. So
right. Angel just asked, so do you think journal helps you hold it back or helps you speak on it better? Helps you speak on it better, right? Because a lot of times, right, say somebody key your car right now. You're going to be mad. You're going to want to fight them. You want to key their car back.
Yeah.
You want to cuss them out, right? when you journal, you get everything out of how you feel. You write everything out. Then you get to the point you be like, okay, this is what I'm feeling. This is the exact motion. I'm angry and I feel disrespected. And then you be like, okay, what's my boundary that I need to do now? And so at that place, you could actually like make a logical decision in
How
that
long have
moment.
you been actively journaling?
I've been back on journaling now for 2 months, right? So it's been on and off.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a therapy head. Like I've been in therapy for 2 years. That was like my release at first.
Mm-hmm.
But the journaling now is like I used to journal, but then it's like I went through some stuff, and then it was just like, yo, I don't want to journal no more. Because a lot of times, you want to avoid those emotions. And when you want to avoid stuff, you're not journaling, you're not reading your Bible, you're not working out. Like you try to watch Tubi and eat McDonald's.
Got that 10-piece and a fry.
Yo, I don't know what it is, but DoorDash always send me a coupon when I'm depressed. I'm like, yo, how you know? This is the perfect day.
Yes. But for me, I always looked at journaling as like something that you kind of need a prompt for. Not something that I can actively do like when I'm experiencing something. I've never looked at it like that.
Me neither. And until I started doing it, it was this one therapist, he called it, the worry journal. And literally it's like, when you worry a lot of time is your inner child that's afraid, that's fear and stuff like that. And it just needs to express itself. A lot of times, like when you have those emotions, your inner child that needs to express themselves.
Did you learn that in therapy?
Say what?
Did you learn that in therapy?
Yeah, I got chronic trauma.
Yeah.
So I gotta, cause like I grew up, with parents who shamed you for me for being sensitive, and didn't really have the emotional tools to describe. Like I didn't know how I was feeling or what I was going through. So it's like I needed to figure out, get the tools to start processing a lot of this stuff. One thing that I journaled about this week, I realized is that sometimes we carry wounds into other relationships when we don't heal them.
Yeah.
I've been noticing that for me personally this week. I started
out. Close the door.
Angel said I wasn't allowed to really express it either. Yeah, Angel, you black. Like that was the black norm. Like we were told to be quiet and not our business. So as I was journaling this week, I was going through some stuff at my church, right? I have a new church. I've been there for like a few months. And I noticed I was mad at some of the people and some of the responses I was getting. And I journaled this week and I realized that I was really upset. I really wasn't upset at them. These people was hitting wounds that I never healed at my previous church. Like a lot when you like bull stuff up, like somebody does something to you and you just move on.
And you don't address it, you don't talk about it. Mm-hmm.
Those emotions don't go away. They still there. And that's why I wanted to talk to you today about church hurt. Because I know that's something that you dealt with, you kind of express it now a little bit with Miss Bible Study. Can you tell me your story about church hurt? And I might slow you down a little bit to like just make sure the story.
Yeah, it's cool. So for me, I first experienced church hurt when I was like 15 or 16. More like 16. So I got pregnant at 16. And at that time, I was heavily involved in the church. So I was in the choir. We had this like Girl Scout, Boy Scout kind of thing where we used to go on like camping trips, and I can't even tell you what it's called right now, but like children's church. Like I even attended a Christian school where, curriculum and everything. So I was heavily involved in the church. And when I got pregnant,
you one of them.
Huh?
You one of them. I got you.
Yes. So when I got pregnant, everybody just was like, okay, you can't sing in the choir no more. You can't participate in this. my kids can't hang out with her. So like all of my friends like that I had that were in the church couldn't hang out with me, couldn't talk to me. My cousins, even my cousins that were like involved in the church, kind of distanced themselves. And I can only imagine the things that they overheard their parents, you know what I'm saying, kind of saying. And that,
Can I pause you right there?
yeah.
Who was telling you this stuff? Who was telling you couldn't be in the choir, you couldn't sing? Who exactly was saying this to you?
It was the pastor at the time. It was also some of the deacons because they were family. The choir director for sure because she sat me down. Like that was the first person to sit me down. And then so again, I was in a Christian school, so my teacher, you know what I'm saying? Like at that point, everything was kind of uncomfortable all around. So my mom ended up pulling me out of our Christian school and put me into public school. And, you know, it was just a lot of talk, a lot of talk.
So when they sat you down, what exactly would they say to you? Like,
I just couldn't
did they give you a
participate.
reason?
I couldn't participate. And they also told me straight up, like, we cannot have you representing the church or the youth ministries or like, yeah, they just straight up said it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Did you have a church title at that point?
No, because I was still a kid. But you know, like, you know how sometimes in churches they'll even have like a youth day where all of the kids kind of like have a part in the service. So like one of us would pray, one of us would like direct our choir, one of us, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody would read the scripture. Everybody had a part. I couldn't participate in that anymore. I love the choir. I love everything about the choir, but I could no longer participate. So I was in the alto section and I went from the alto section to a regular church member, like in the back of the church, because now I'm ashamed. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I being treated this way? So let me just kind of, and then eventually I went from being very active in the church, being in the choir, to trying to like exist in the back of the church, like in the corner, ducked off somewhere, to just like, you know what, okay, I don't even want to be a part of this no more at all. So it happened just like that.
And how old were you at this point?
This was probably between maybe 16 and 18.
So there was a time from like once you initially got pregnant, you were still at the church.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But they were treating you differently once they found out.
Yeah, like I mean, I could literally hear like people like whispering, or again, like friends that I was involved with in the church, oh, you can't hang out with her. And it was one thing to see me go through it, but then some of those same friends, as they kind of like started to grow up and kind of go into their own way, the same thing happened. Like one of my best friends that I was really close with in church, eventually she like decided to be like a lesbian or whatever. And then next thing you know, she was shunned. So it wasn't just like something that applied to me, but it was just something that I feel like that judgmental space kind of projected onto people who didn't necessarily move the way they thought that they should move.
Okay. And so when they found that they were treated that way initially, you tried to stay at the church and you were trying to work it out and stay within what they told you were allowed to do.
Right. Which was really just be there.
And what was the final thing that like pushed you to like saying, I'm just not going to be here no more?
Because, like I said, our church was like a lot of family too. And, you know, after church, everybody would kind of get together and like have dinner and, you know, kind of congregate at somebody's house. So I think just being in those spaces where I'm constantly like the topic, or I'll walk in the room and it's like everybody just all of a sudden goes quiet. It's like, I know, yes, it got uncomfortable. I know y'all was just sitting here at this table discussing me. Like, and again, I'm sensitive to that kind of stuff. Like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like discernment for sure. So once I was, you know, picking that up, I just kind of like removed myself because it was hurting me. Like it was affecting me. I felt like my church family at that point, because my grandparents are who kept me involved in the church. My parents weren't as like hands-on as I think they should have been, right? So I was just like a 16-year-old without proper guidance. And I felt like and this is just me, because if I was in a position of that kind of responsibility, like I would love on, you know what I'm saying? Like those babies, or cuz I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to like subject them to like bullying or just the thoughts and opinions of adults. You know what I'm saying? I feel like as adults, they could have handled that with a little more grace.
Yeah, no, I feel you. It felt like it sounded like a cult almost.
Yeah.
The way that they treated you. Um, what type of church was this? Was this a
No,
non-denominational?
it was a Seventh Day Adventist church.
Okay. Um, yeah, as sensitive people, right? We definitely do pick up on people. We know when people gossiping about us before we know people are gossiping about us. I was going to a church. You know, I got back into my. I went to church as a kid. My uncle was a pastor, but I got out of it, and I recently I got back into it this year around April. Um, so I was going, and I had a situation where it was somebody who was high up, like a minister. Um, there was one time they was telling me some information about some person they mentee, and I didn't think too much of it. I was just like, maybe they just venting and stuff like that. Boom, boom, boom. Then I remember I told them something in private, and kind of find out they told other people, and it was just like it was just so much. Like I felt so much anxiety. It's like you know like you kind of described it, but like that feeling, it's like you just know when people talking about you, people looking at you a certain type of way. Like when you sensitive, like you just pick up on every little thing. Like I will walk in and you could just feel the energy in the room. Like there was like this energy of just like everybody knows.
Yeah.
And people like they be like, oh no, you making it up, you in your head. No, no, no. We know when it's going on. And then sometimes people will say things to you, right? In my situation where you know that they know because they said something that you said to that person. It was like it's no
You
way
would
that you
only
would
be
have
able to
said,
know that because of something they said. Yeah.
yeah. And so I was like literally like in church every day, just having anxiety, and it got so bad to the point I had to leave. You know that church. Um, you know there was other things too where like I'm a therapy guy, and a lot of the old school black churches are like anti-therapy. And it's like not really like in the Bible it says seek wise counsel, so there is like scripture to go to therapy. However, people are like so old school set in their ways, they're like against therapy. You know, they'll preach like you don't need that. Like literally
Pray about it, take it to God. Yeah.
yeah.
So was this
Like,
a non-denominational church for you?
yes, it was. And so that's why I was surprised. I was like, whoa, like this don't feel non-denominational at all. And so it was like to the point that like I feel like because I do this series called Therapy Talk, where I literally do that every week, once a week. I process something that I did in therapy, and it was getting to the point that it was like people were like saying things about therapy negatively when I was around, and it was just like becoming this thing like that was bad, that was negative, and most of those people needed therapy. We're not gonna go down that route, but it was just that, you know, and
being judged off the jump. Same.
yeah, that, and then you know, you got the group chats. You know, people like saying things about you, but they saying it spiritually. You got the prayer call,
and that's another thing. Like I've experienced walking into churches, and then all of a sudden you want to preach about a 16-year-old teenager. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, don't do that to me.
yeah. So I just wanted to say I definitely understand what you're saying when you could just feel those things at the dinner table or just around certain people. The energy has changed. That's a real thing.
It is.
That some people just don't understand. When you're sensitive, you pick up on it quick.
And I had to learn to stop ignoring that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I can be tough, but I can also be discerning. And if that means I'm sensitive, then so be it. If this space is making me uncomfortable and I decide to remove myself and then you label me sensitive, I'll be that for me.
Yeah, you gotta protect your peace. That's something that I had to learn, right? They say listen to your inner child. That's your inner child telling you, hey, protect me, protect me, protect me. And for me, it was just like, now it's saying, okay, these are not the type of people that I need to be around. I need to be around people that bring me.
It's so crazy that you said that, because what I wanted to post earlier, I literally said that, like, since I've been sober, right? It has allowed me to be even more sensitive, because I'm not drowning out what I'm feeling with different substances, right? So in my sobriety, if I'm in a space where this environment doesn't serve me, or this group of friends, or this, person is not serving me, not necessarily like, praise me or whatever, but if it isn't healthy for me, I have to remove myself. And now in my sobriety, it's like to the point where I don't even ignore it at all. And I'm not going to numb it down, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, try to like block it out. It just is what it is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. And that's one thing we have to learn. People who definitely were called as a kid being too sensitive, something was wrong with us. We actually have to trust that gut feeling that we have, and we got to embrace it, because it will protect you,
even if other people don't understand it.
Yeah, never try to override it. And that's one thing. So now you went through that. Are you back in church?
No. Like, I literally, because I didn't want to be dependent on church, I didn't want to subject myself to judgment, because a lot of the people, even in church now, are people that have consistently gone to church since back then. You know what I'm saying? It's still the same people in the church. So I, in my opinion, decided to create a space where I know it's going to be safe. And I don't just want it to be safe for me, I want it to be safe for everybody. So that's why over in As We Are, I literally stress, don't judge, because I know what it feels like to be in a space where you're being judged, but then you're also expected to be like, able to grow in Christ and talk about things where you're kind of struggling, but the church just does not offer that.
Yeah.
So no. And I'm not against it. I just have to find a church space that I feel welcomed in.
Right. No, I agree with you. I'm in this, like, I literally, because when you started your Bible study, I think I literally, like, a month before, I started my own private Bible study that I have with like 3 or 4 people, and we do it consistently once a week. And I had to create that space where it's just like, where we're, we just be ourselves, and it's not churchy and stuff like that, and you want to get that word. I also had to find, for me personally, I had to find balance in the church. Like, I got a new church, but I just don't go every Sunday.
Yeah.
So like, I do like 2 Sundays I go up a month, and then the other 2 I watch online and just try to like keep a distance, like, because people, like, one thing I'm learning is church hurt is something that you really have to heal from. Like, you have to like take the process of like what you went through, and like really reflect, and like, what exactly did they hit, what wounds did they hit, and it takes time to get over that. It's something like you had like you had like something like a relationship, like, you get out of a relationship, it takes time to heal. You had to take time to heal out of that church hurt. Like, I know now, like I think I told you already, at the new church, I see where like I'm reacting based off the wounds from my old church. Like, I'm almost becoming snappy because I'm still hurt from that last place. So it's like, I kind of had to slow down, be like, hey, like I'm not trying to move up at a church. Like I'm just here to receive
Yeah.
and just go slowly.
When do you host your Bible studies?
I do mine on Tuesdays from 6 to 7:30.
Okay.
What you call it? Which has been dope.
It
Because
is.
it's like, you still get to get the word in and stuff like that. And I think this week the thing I learned was Isaiah 40. What I had took away from that was God has not forgotten about you. I was reading that this week.
Isaiah 40.
Yeah, and that's like what I got from like reading that chapter. Was God has not forgotten about you.
But I was about to say something to you.
We were talking about church hurt.
What was I about to say?
You put out your Bible.
This Bible is always out. It's always out.
Yo, I be laughing because
I was gonna say like, so yeah, I don't necessarily like go into a church, but I do the online church thing for sure. I do a lot of that, if that counts.
Yeah. Do you still today see the wound? Like, do you feel still affected by those wounds you went through?
I do, and it's like, so this was in another city, right? So I moved. And at my new city, I tried to, join that church or whatever. And I've always had like a thing for kids or like the youth or like just wanting to work, with the babies. And so they were like, yeah, you can help in this area and, we can get this going and get that going. And I just kind of like, I'm the same way, like, I'd rather not. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for extending that invite or whatever, but I don't know if I necessarily want the responsibility of it because what's going to come with it? I would rather just kind of sit over here and, like you said, receive, because it's just never felt like a safe thing. But it was definitely something that was brought to me, and I think I rejected as well due to church hurt.
Yeah, and it's I'm a stand-up comedian, so I experienced so much judgment from just doing that in general. They're like, people see you talk about certain subjects. I'm always joking and stuff like that, and I'm not a Christian comic. I'm more of a secular artist.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's another reason why it's like I try to separate it because people will be like, "Oh, you do that," and then like find faults into what you're doing, and it's not. What I do is comedy is a ministry, a ministry is service.
That's to kind of cover up some of those wounds. Like, how some people can be hurt or affected and they'll kind of like laugh it off or turn it into a joke to kind of make it like lighter. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on, were you asking a question?
Yeah.
What was your question?
So is that like how you got into comedy?
So originally, yes, that was the way to do it, was for it to be my therapy, for me to heal, for me to be able to tell my story. It was a way to process things. Yeah. However, in the last like 2 years, I realized that's not the healthiest way. That if you really want to heal, you kind of gotta like really actually heal, and you can't skip that process. But yeah, and what would you tell somebody who's going through what you went through right now? What's up, Angel? If somebody who's gone through what you went through, that same situation, and they feeling confused, not sure if they should leave, what would you say to them?
Ooh, you can't ask me. Because for real, I'm going to tell you to leave.
Okay.
If you are experiencing anything that I've experienced as it relates to a church, leave, because I don't think that Jesus wants us to like necessarily subject ourselves to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I could be wrong. Again, I'm new to this. But for me, I'm not going to subject myself to that. I'm going to get out the way and go find something that works for me. Because I don't think I can fully receive what Jesus is needing me to receive or God has needed me to receive if I'm distracted by these hypocrites or these judgmental people. Like, I can't get what I need from this space anyway.
Right.
So I would say leave.
Leave. Okay.
What you say?
I agree with you. I would say that one of the fruits of the spirit is peace, right? Um, do what brings you peace. If leaving brings you peace, leave. If staying brings you peace, stay. But a lot of times when you follow peace, that will give you the right answer. And don't be afraid to leave. If somebody went through what I went through, don't be afraid to leave. Like, it's tough, it's hard. You feel like, man, I don't want to lose this community and stuff like that. But yo, you got to make sure that you are okay. You can't put yourself in an environment that isn't making sure that you're okay yourself. Um,
What about you guys in the comments? If you or someone you know is experiencing church hurt, are you leaving or are you thugging it out with your church family?
you good at that. You do that in your Bible study. I see that.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So I want to find a church because I want my kids to have the experience, but it's not a priority. Agreed. I also agree with leaving. Definitely need to keep that peace. Gotta follow what your gut tells you. Agreed. I don't see it. Nothing wrong with leaving because why I'm leaving off top. I'm not about to subject myself to that.
Yeah, I think also we have to understand too is that you don't God like church is not the only way that you receive God. You can build your own personal relationship with God.
And
You can
if
read.
the people in the church aren't necessarily like reverencing themselves, like you know the Bible better than me, right? Because that's what you supposedly live by. But then how can you say that if Jesus reverenced sinners or, murderers, thieves, whatever, he has so much grace, but then you get to just sit over there and judge me? Nothing wrong with leaving. You can find God in different things. I agree. Heavy on church is not the only way you receive God. Hello. Because like I said, I left church early, but that did not stop me from experiencing God throughout my entire lifetime from then up until now.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad you shared that story. And encouraging people get to see that they can create their own space, to worship God, to build a relationship with God and community as well. Because there's more people that's like us, I think there's a lot of people out there that may not have the language of what they're going through. I don't know what happened.
Angel, she said they say sitting in the driveway don't make you a Cadillac no more than sitting in the church make you a Christian. Facts. That's facts.
Oh man. Yo, y'all are funny, yo.
We real over here.
Okay. All right. So last question for you tonight.
Okay.
How do you know when you are triggered?
I feel it. When my emotions start to rise, like you kind of get that feeling and it's like, oh, it starts here and then it just kind of like, and it's just because somebody did something or said something. That's how I recognize my triggers. No matter what they are, it's like, oh, I felt that. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like necessarily a good feeling, but I felt that. And then what happens after that? It just depends on where I'm at because, again, I'm not perfect. And sometimes when I'm triggered, I may lash out or I may get convicted and decide to kind of be more intentional. But I can acknowledge it now. Yeah, definitely feeling it on a personal level. For sure.
So okay. And have you? I've been. I think my thing is for me personally. I don't know until I'm triggered to after the fact. I'll be like, whoa.
Oh, you gonna flip first and then ask questions later? Like, what was that? True.
It'd be a
It
whole
be
vibe.
like that. Like, dang, so I was really triggered. That's what that was. My bad.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-doo.
But what I have realized is that you have to find something that brings you back to that. You got a church fan over there?
I made this.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought you had the thing with the stick.
You know, I be getting hot. I don't know why. I'm telling you.
But yeah, so I had to find something that brings me peace. Like if there was like a voice or something like that. I want to get back into going to church, but I'm so scared of going back. Hey, it is heavy going back to church, Angel. That's something that I experienced myself, and I'll say is go when you feel like God is pulling you back.
Same.
You
I
know,
struggle with that too, Angel. But again, we can take responsibility for what we know in our relationship with God or Jesus or whatever without necessarily being in a building.
Yeah. And don't feel afraid to dip your toe in it. Like go one time, you ain't got to show back up for another 2-3 months. And it's like slowly
Fill it out.
get back into it. Yeah. Hold on one second. Have you ever had this happen to you before? They make you do a thing to show
Those
that you're
little
not
puzzle pieces? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I'm still not over what happened to me in church. It even makes me uncomfortable passing the church.
Oh wow, okay. Have you ever talking to someone about what you went through?
Vaughn here is the
Sometimes
therapy advocate.
no, for real. Like a lot of it is just you got to get out like exactly what you feeling, and once you get it out, a lot of times, what they say, shame keeps a grip on you, right? But when you start talking about it, the shame loses its
It
grip because shame
dissipates.
wants you to stay
Mhm.
like small, hiding fear. So I would say find someone you could talk to about it. Someone who is healthy. If you're not going to therapy, someone who is healthy.
But even
And
just a friend, because for me, sometimes that. Sorry, y'all.
she had the same cough I got going on, y'all. I got a cough too. We had snow and 70 degrees in the same day, so I'm sick. So they got the same.
And here we have like really thick pollen. But yes, heavy on a friend. Even not a friend, even if it's not a friend, Angel, you can also just find a community, you know what I'm saying, of people that are kind of going through the same process as you. I talked to someone about it, but it's definitely such a hard subject. It's hard to find the right person to talk to.
Yeah, it's hard because a lot of people don't want to admit, that it's something that happens to people. I feel like people want to have a blind eye. And someone also who has never been through it, I don't think they would truly understand. Sometimes they don't understand how much like it affects you.
And sometimes people choose to just kind of look the other way because it can be so uncomfortable. So they would rather not, you know what I'm saying, like acknowledge it for their own selfish reasons. However, Angel, every Monday and Wednesday over at As We Are, we do that. It's a safe space. We don't judge. We're all learning and growing. So if you want to join us, feel free.
You mean Wednesday and Friday?
What I say?
Monday and Wednesday.
Yeah, that. Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday and Friday, girl.
Like, hold on.
I I feel that for real, for real. I don't like talking either, but I'm becoming more open to it. It really does help to get it out. It really does. Whether you do it in a private space like therapy, or you talk to a friend, or you journal, you know what I'm saying? It really does help to get it out. Yeah, that's why I didn't talk about it for years, because people looked the other way trying to ignore what happened to me. Yeah, they will. Free yourself, babe. Talk about it.
Yeah, don't be
God
afraid, and don't let nobody ever make
my
you feel like. Don't ever let nobody ever make you feel like you wrong for talking about it. You gotta protect your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta,
and you
let that stuff.
We just talked about that earlier in the live. When we go through things and we kind of like bury it and, you know, kind of oppress it, eventually it comes out, but it comes out in an unhealthy way.
Yeah. Yep. That's why I created this space too, because I call this Reflect and Grow. I wanted honest conversations about reflecting and growing. I felt like when I was in the church, everything was, well, I'm still in the church technically, but in church, I feel like people are trying to be polished, not really necessarily healing. And like there's a difference. Like everybody be like, oh, we did this and God and all, and like these testimonies are like, yo, like life be life, yo.
And it's like they all of a sudden forget, like they went through some of the same things. Like you didn't just become this overnight. Like you were young once, you know what I'm saying? You kind of lived the worldly life. You didn't just become this polished version that you're trying to put onto people. And I hate that the church kind of sells that image. Like, and it's not really that.
Yeah.
I think they would do more, like it's more helpful, in my opinion, if they got up there and spoke about their flaws and real life things that they had to overcome, instead of trying to make it seem like they're just like this perfect person.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, that's the spaces that I want to be in, you know, is where you could just be yourself and be authentic, right? And there's a difference between just being negative and just, you know, like I understand what they're trying not to be, but you have to accept people for where they're at. People have to be able to grow. And like you don't start off at 100 on day one. You gotta get the 2 first and 3 and 4. Yeah. And you know, just in life in general, people can as you're saying, they can forget what they went through. You know, they get so caught up in the life that they are right now in that moment that they forget that, dang, like I was struggling at one point. Dang, there was temptation that I went through. Dang, I was at Freak League back in the day.
Okay.
Like, they just want no social media.
Really gonna talk about it. Yes, I've gone through these things, but Jesus and God are definitely capable of delivering you and transforming your life for you to be like this polished person. But it don't just happen. Like you just wake up one day and be that, and then act like you never been to Freaknik, or you never, you know what I'm saying, like participated in those type of activities. Like that's what I think a lot of people in our generation struggle with when it comes to churches, because they're selling like an image and not like a real experience. For me, the things that I've gone through as it relates to Jesus and God, like it's been a real experience, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not perfect, I'm still flawed, I still struggle, but I think that's what people need to see, like authenticity. Like, yeah, God is doing it, but you don't just wake up and be this person. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going through a process. I just told y'all, like, I still be wanting to curse people out and have to like catch myself, like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, but eventually I don't even want to be like that polished, perfect version, because I don't know if you were on, but we've also learned that Jesus wants to sit amongst the people that actually need him. So if you're perfect and polished and, you know, you got it all together, then you don't need Jesus.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
never gonna need it and everything.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And that's what people relate to. Like, really, people relate to people who are in the journey, and like the people want to see people what they going through.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people don't want to see this like look up at you and just like, oh, you just better than me in life.
The
And
final product kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and I'm on the same wave. Like I literally, once again, every week, Friday, I'm talking about what I went through in life and how I'm overcoming that. Because it's just like, we all going through stuff. We all trying to figure out how to make it, and we all try to like figure. We all helping each other out, like ways like, yo, this how you got through it, well, this is how I got through it. Um, but who? Hold on, let me see. Yes, I love the open.
Those journal prompts that you drop in.
Man,
Better with
you
that for sure.
just go buy you one of these and just open it up and just start
So you don't
journaling.
be like, okay, so today I'm gonna write about this, or I'm gonna write about this specific topic, or you just get out a pen and paper and just let it flow.
Yeah, I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna hit 3 pages, and if I need to go over 3 pages, I'll do it. But I hit 3 at the minimum, and just be like, yo, this what happened, this how I felt, and then like you just start free writing, like, and you just start saying all the stuff how you went through for the whole day, and it just start unpacking all of it.
I like that. I'm gonna have to try it for real.
Yeah, this is stressful, especially you. So, how long you been sober?
Like 40 plus days now. I've lost count.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You in that phase, like, I told you I'm sober as well. You in that phase where
Are you
trying
really
to
sober?
Now I just hit. I don't want to tell you this. I just hit. What was it? Was it 6 years?
I like that for
Yeah,
real, for real. I got plenty of notebooks. We about to use them too.
yeah. I said, hey, look, become one of the sensitive thugs. Us sensitive thugs. We get disrespected. We journal. We journal. Then we set boundaries.
Everything I want to say to you, I'm gonna put it in this book. Yeah.
And once you get it out, you figure out, okay, how I'm gonna prevent this from happening again. But yes, I've been sober for 6 years. It was a process. I was the type of person drinking, smoking weed. I didn't think I was gonna give up smoking weed. I ain't gonna lie. I can't say down here smoking broccoli.
That's what I'm saying. I don't be knowing what we can say or what we can't say.
I ain't trying to monetize, so it don't matter. I'm over to being a sensitive.
I like that though. I like the sensitive thug. Like, yeah, it's there, but gardening. There we go.
Gardening. But yeah, it was hard because it's like you find those things to release, and then for me, after I started doing that, it was food. Was the thing. But now it's like working out is I'm finding like to help some of that release. Bible study is some of that release. Praying, listen to church music.
So there's healthier outlets now. Well, congratulations to 6 years, man. That's big.
Yeah, it was hard. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wanted to smoke every day.
I'm trying to be like you when I grow up, baby. 6 years? Okay.
It was. I ain't gonna front. It was rough. It was rough.
It's like once you even, for me now that I'm like 40 plus days, it's like I'm being triggered in ways where it's like, oh, so you need that? You really gonna do that or not? You know what I'm saying? And I'm literally having to make like a conscious decision to be like, I'm cool on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me go do something else.
Have you, or do you still hang around the same people that you did before?
I do, but I don't struggle with like saying no. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's that like personal for me. I was tired of being dependent on it. Every little inconvenience, I'm running to it. Like, I was just over feeling like chained to that. So because I was just like so like headstrong on breaking that dependence, it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's still
That's
my
good.
sis, but I'll never put that around her.
There you go. Yeah, because that was one of the biggest things is when I became sober, it was like um, some of the people that I hung around didn't like respect what I was trying to do.
Hmm.
And it's like it's cool that you do that, but like when I'm in certain spaces, like if you're in my personal space, like at my place, please don't do that. And like they didn't like that. So it was just like there was some changes that I had to go through
Did
with that.
people
But
like
what
be like, oh, so you think you better than us now because you don't smoke, you don't drink? Like,
yeah, people do project. You get a lot of projecting. Have you experienced that already?
yes, and I'm slick annoyed with it to the point where I'm ready to address it, and that's Miss Bible Study checking in because come on now, like it's cool that you want to do that, and I'm not judging. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm never judging because it was literally just me, but just respect what I'm trying to do now. You know what I'm saying? Like respect my growth. I'm not knocking you at all. You know what I'm saying? But just have that same respect for me.
It's just that I think TikTok allows you to change your name every 30 days.
Yeah.
In 30 days, your name gonna be "Let Me Do Me."
Man, you just do you, and I'ma do me. For real.
Hey, I love it, yo.
For real,
Hey,
man. Let me be great.
I like how you flip what people attack you with, and you flip it on them like, hey, that's it right there, yo. All right. So that was pretty much it. What I have for today. So you said you have your Bible study every Wednesday and Friday.
Every Wednesday and Friday, 10 p.m. As of now, my work schedule is going to be changing soon, so we may have to, change that time. But right now, we're on every Monday. And look at me still saying Monday. Every Wednesday and Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure y'all check her out. I have a personal Bible study. I don't do it on TikTok, but if anybody want to join, you can DM me. I can add you to our group chat. We do it over Zoom. But I do this reflect and grow every Monday, 10 p.m., where we just come here, reflect, grow some stuff, talk about healing, and we get honest, yo. We just be honest about how we feel and how we are trying to change that.
You can definitely add me to the group chat because I want to come check you out. Same. I want to come check you out.
After this, I'll DM both of y'all.
Okay.
Other than that, thank you so much for joining me today, Miss Bible Study. I'm sorry, that is just like so catch me off guard. Like I was playing. I'm gonna call her CC, but like now her username is Miss Bible Study. Like it's just like I respect it, but it's just like, yo, who are you? This new person today? Like,
man, it literally, and I didn't even try to like be like a new person. It's just like, well, y'all keep on saying it, so let me embrace it. Y'all trying to be funny about it. Y'all trying to hold jokes. Whole time, I'm about to be Miss Bible Study for real now.
hey, yo, I love it, yo. I love it.
Thank you so much for having me, man. I really enjoyed myself. I can't wait for you to drop some journal prompts so that I can get into my journal bag. And I'm looking forward to your Bible study.
You just gonna journal by itself, just free write. Just get some paper and a pen and just write.
It's not a game. I literally have journals, notebooks everywhere, like everywhere.
3 pages.
I'm gonna try it for real, and I'm gonna let you know like this is really working for me, or I don't really know how I'm feeling about it.
Back to broccoli.
Yeah.
I got you. All right. Well,